Thank you, Chair. Good morning to everybody. And it's a thrilling feeling to be here in this very room where I would guess that we have the highest concentration of statistical brain and excellence, maybe globally, Walter, am I right? So that is really a very interesting feeling to be in a place where we have such a great concentration. If I'm about to be short, and I'm not going to be short, but if I'm about to be very short, what would be enough is to say that I fully agree with Walter. And that is exactly, in a way, what I wanted to say. If I look at the Commission services, I think that I was convinced that one service, which is the closest to what we do in a joint research center, it's definitely not an overlap, but the closest is Eurostat. And, you know, after listening to you, I'm amazed because you almost said what I wanted to say as what are the challenges for us. And why it is so? Because we are, now obviously Eurostat is an important organization looking at official statistic, verified statistic. It is in a way an important institution for Europe, for European Commission, but definitely it is a very important and trusted partner. And as he mentioned several times during his speech, we are, and it's actually part of the title of this conference, Society in Change, Changing Society. Last week I was invited to the, they call it Creative Lunch by Google, and they invited Roger Scruton, the English philosopher. And it was an interesting debate about technology, society, and I asked him one question which is bothering me for quite a long time. If I look at our society now, in this period, what I observe is there is a huge paradigmatic change. What is influencing, what is driving the societal change? And I see that it was in the history of humankind, it was mostly philosophy, science, culture, and art, which was sort of avant-garde, which was paving the way to new dimensions. Society was following more or less openly, or sometimes those philosophers, those thinkers were killed by the society, but anyway, the society went definitely that way. What we are observing today in these years that this role of avant-garde is replaced by technology. And that was my question to Roger Scruton. And he was a bit shocked and he could not reply to them. He said, yes, we have to think about that. I've never thought about this. And this is exactly what is happening. And we don't know whether this is for good or for bad. Definitely, it's very challenging. And I think that it is challenging, and it is challenging for official statistics, but it's also challenging for science, and it's challenging for, I would say, formal official knowledge, which is supposed to help European Union policy making. That's our role. Our role as an in-house scientific service is not only produce knowledge, because we are unable to produce in a full speed and a full width the knowledge in all 25 policy areas which are covered by European Union. But we are producing the knowledge, obviously, but we are also managing the knowledge. And in a way, we are putting the knowledge into one place which we would call the formalized, trusted knowledge. And I think that this is very, very similar. That's why this similarity of what Walter was saying about Eurostat and what I try to say as a representative of Joint Research Center in-house scientific service. So this is a lot of similarity. So then I call it usually this, you know, he mentioned data revolution, I may add knowledge, knowledge revolution, because never ever in the history of the humankind we had access to such a big amount of knowledge. But there is a paradox of this knowledge or data revolution. And this paradox is, on one side, challenging the formal institutions. Eurostat, as you said, is challenged. You know, you are old-fashioned, you are too slow, you are not putting all in. That's true. JRC is challenged as well. So why we need this institution if we have so many producers of knowledge globally? I think that a paradox is in a way in that we have more and more data, we have more and more knowledge which is accessible, but with too much choice we are becoming lost. So then this paradox of the challenged institutions is in a way that these institutions are ever more important. So then there will be even more importance of Eurostat in the future, because, you know, in the ocean of data, who will be trusted? In the notion of knowledge, who should be trusted? So I think that obviously we have to modernize, we have to respond to those challenges, but we need to, and we have to, and you mentioned this several times, we have to be trusted. And I think this is the most important, and if there is one key which I would like to, key message which I would like to pass and to, in a way, assure you that also from our scientific side, we want to be a trusted partner. We want to be a trusted aggregator, custodian, and verifier of knowledge, as I guess is the same mission for Eurostat in official statistics or in this ocean of data. So then we are becoming, in a way, credibility filter. And I think that we have to maintain this role of credibility filter. You mentioned what I was a bit surprised with one, because this is again very much in line with what I'm repeating as a mantra of my speeches. You mentioned the role of social sciences. And it's obviously a bit surprising for me, but I fully agree with this. If you show this historic evolution, and if we believe and if we agree that 19th and 20th century was mostly were mostly centuries of natural sciences, hard science, and technologies, in my understanding, 21st century is going to be a century of social sciences. Because we have been looking at many societal challenges, societal changes during the 19th and 20th century, which were a little bit more, let's put it in a different way, they were easily characterized. So they were quite clear, they had a clear form. What are the challenges of the 21st century because of this globalization, because of this flood of knowledge, because of this flood of data? Our challenges are a little bit more hidden. And they are more hidden in this ocean, but they are more human, they are more individual, they are touching more and more individuality of each person. So then the weight of the person in 20th century, in the beginning of 20th century, was much lower as one individuality than it is now in the 21st century, and which is going to be in the future. We are all talking about individualization, personalization, the role of citizens, empowering of citizens, which is thanks to technology. Technologies are bringing other problems or challenges, but this is a huge opportunity which is there. So then the role of role of social sciences is going to be much more important. People's behavior is going to be one of the key elements for the future understanding of society and the changing of the society. So then, obviously, at the same time, and here we are coming again to statistics and to data, we've never had such a fantastic opportunity for social sensing. So now we have it. How to translate the social sensing, all the data, the feelings, the status, and whatever what we have, how we can translate it into more formalized data, more formalized statistics, that this is used by policymakers. This is a huge problem. This is a huge challenge which we have. That's why last year, we also in a joint research center, we established a new team, new unit, which is focusing on foresight, horizon scanning, and behavioral insight. So we would like to use these new techniques and new insight for serving in the best possible way to European Union policies. There is another challenge which I would like to mention, and it's a challenge, but it's also a huge opportunity. You know, we have made many mistakes in policy making, in our interpretation of the reality, because of statistics, because of treating the data, because of understanding the world in a very simplistic way. Because we thought, okay, we have few data, we put them into correlation, and here we have the truth. This is the truth. But, you know, we all know that even if we have a correlation, that's not necessarily the truth. There is not necessarily the causal link between these two parameters which are correlating very well, because we are living in a complex systems. So then humans, society, nature, globe, space, is a system of systems. It's very complex, and now again, for the first time in the history of humankind, we have the instruments, we are becoming equipped to deal with the complex systems. And this is a challenge for official statistics, how we in a way describe these complex systems, because, you know, whatever we touch, take the energy efficiency, we may have very linear, very rational, but very primitive and very wrong approach to energy efficiency, and then we see the rebound effect, and then we are surprised that we invest the money, it does not work, because the energy efficiency is a complex system which is going from fundamental physics to human behavior and architecture. So then this is extremely important to go and enlarge our capacity to deal with this element. So then this means that also Joint Research Center as the in-house scientific service need to change, and we are thinking of how to change, how to embrace this role of credibility filter. So then now what we are putting on the table, and where we need badly good statistics and where we need badly good and reliable official data, is that we would like to structure ourselves in more comprehensive way, that we are proposing and we are offering this verified, credible and aggregated knowledge in sort of knowledge centers. So then we want to match the high policy priorities, high policy objectives of European Union into verified and credible knowledge which will be accessible for all European institutions, but also to member states and also to academia. So then this is a new way in which we would like to go on. Obviously, I can continue with many examples of the complementarity and cooperation with Eurostat, but I selected 3 of them. And I will start with this picture, which I already described, that the Joint Research Center as a scientific service is used